descended into the darkness of the tunnel underneath the earth in the middle of the street. Headed down, you found a room full of traps, most of which had been set off. A few of them were marked off with chalk and whatnot. You found a big door that led to a collapsed tunnel. You headed into the next, through a short corridor that led into a room that had a number of injured people in it, many of them watchmen, although some of them not. You met up with Derek Bishop again. You sort of managed to hornswoggle your way around a conversation with him, barely. He informed you that the next room contained a pair of monstrous creatures called cadaver collectors. You went to go fight them. You also found out that Captain Hawklight took the still able-bodied people and continued further on. And apparently she'd been on for a couple of hours now. And you then went over into the next room and found a pair of said cadaver collectors, which proceeded to try and impale you on spiky metal
and bits covered in shit.
Oh yeah.
I might have gotten wrecked, but they got wrecked worse.
Franklin had a mighty exciting time with that particular encounter. It only kicked the shit out of him a little. Alrighty. That being said, the two cadaver collectors now lie dead. I'm going to say that Morgan, since I don't think she's coming this week, I'm going to say that she's spending some time fiddling with one, trying to see if she can get it working or figure out how it works. Meanwhile, the rest of you decide that she's insane and decide to move on.
I'm searching the Swiss cheese bodies.
The Swiss cheese buddies, they're mostly skeletal.
Ah, damn
You
it.
can look through them. They do have sort of tattered clothing on with lots and lots of holes in them. One of them looks like it had a sort of a bandana on, which has since fallen into a sort of scarf.
I'm going to
Due to the
investigate
absence of
that
head.
that rubble which the bats emerged from.
The rubble, sure. Want to poke around in there?
Yes.
You can do that. Right around in there, it looks like there used to be maybe a smaller room here at some point that just sort of the wall caved in and just collapsed this whole corner of the area. It would probably take a good long while to try and excavate that area out. I'm talking like in the matter of weeks. You also, there is another a door on the opposite side of this chamber, which is currently closed. What would you like to do?
Let's crack it open.
Sure, 1, 2. You know what?
Well, we
We're
gotta
not
test it, see if it's unlocked first.
Oh, yes.
No, kick first, ask questions later. That's always the great one, is when someone kicks the door and tries to break it down and fails. And you're like, as a minor action, can I just try to open the door?
Yes.
And then whenever that happens, I always say it was unlocked.
Charge the door, action point, attack.
Need more attacks on this inanimate object.
Let's just try to open it. You know, like a normal.
Well, can we hear anything on the other side of it?
Let's try and open this door the quote-unquote correctly. Alright, you want to listen at the door? You can roll me a perception check.
18.
16.
You do not hear anything unusual. It just sounds like a very still kind of sensation. There's nothing really, no sounds at all. Which is actually kind of unusual, because most of the time there is some kind of background noise in a given place you find. This place is just silent.
Well, you know, doors first. Open the door, man.
I shall open it with my hammer.
You push it open with your hammer or smash it down?
That is a good clarification. I'm going to say push.
Push, okay. You
You notice a sign on the door that says pull.
It also says Midvale School for the Gifted. I love that comic.
As long as it doesn't say Arkham.
Now entering Miskatonic University. Right. You open this door. You are confronted with a fairly dark cavern. You've got low light vision, I'm assuming you have some form of light source. You can see into this area. There's pretty open space room. It looks like there was never really much in here. It's not very big. It's only like maybe 40, 50 feet square, or 50 feet on a side about. Right in the center of the room there is a large thing that looks like a pedestal, at the bottom of which is something that looks like a safe. Sort of like a safe with a tower built around it and then sort of a flat top onto it. Looks like it comes up to about chest height.
And there's nothing on top of the pedestal.
Huh?
And there's nothing on top of the pedestal.
Not that you can directly see from where you're standing. And the other side of the room, there is another door.
If this shrinks us, I swear to God.
Please, I don't reuse awesome
I investigate
traps
the
that
safe.
awesome. You don't reuse a trap that awesome. That just diminishes it. That was brilliant. I love that.
It
trap.
was a brilliant.
Oh, you touched the key. It turns out it weighs 9,000 pounds and it makes you shrink when you touch it. Have fun with that, asshat.
Well, I'm going to approach being wary of any pools of blood. As apparently some people have been ahead of us.
Yes, they have.
So they might have...
You can roll me a perception check if you'd like.
Ooh, 18 plus 5. So, 23?
Scanning around this room, you do not find any traces of blood, which is interesting. Either fresh or old or dried. There isn't really any staining of any kind on the floor, which is interesting for two reasons. One, a contingent of watchmen passed through here, and the room shows no signs of combat having taken place in it. And two, those two cadaver collectors were covered in rusted out old blood. And there's none here, which suggests they haven't come in here either. And I just realized I fucked up mildly because actually behind you a bit, that corridor actually was supposed to branch off going north. Sorry about that. Sorry. So when you left the collector's room, there was a short hallway.
Okay.
There actually was a branch that went off to the left. And the one I sort of assumed you followed was going straight.
Okay.
If you want, you can go back. Sorry about that. That was my fuck up.
I'm interested in that safe. So it's like in a pit or something?
It's not in a pit. It's just in the middle of the room. There's like a pillar. Goes up to about the height of your chest. At the bottom of it, there's a safe, like installed into it, and it then just rises up.
My chest or his chest?
His chest. It's a bit above your head.
There's a little sign that says you must be this tall to ride.
You must be this tall to raid chest. to raid vault.
I am going to approach this pedestal with interest.
Alright.
I'm particularly getting extremely close, but close enough to take a good look.
Alright. Pedestal is formed of some kind of black rock. You can roll me an engineering check. You can use +5 to your ability.
So, let's see. 23.
23. That is not natural stone. You don't know what kind of stone that is, but it is definitely some sort of magically created stone-like substance. It is some sort of black rock. The vault at the bottom of it actually looks like it's made of the same thing. It's just sort of like a door in the middle of it. It has like a handle on it. Above it, there's a series of small gold rings in the stone that sort of are set. Each of them has numbers written on them, from 0 to 9, like in a circle around it. And in the middle, like right above where the vault is, there is a vertical double line, so that one number displays in each sort of segment of ring.
How many rings?
There are 8.
8 rings, 0 to 9.
You would hazard a guess that they can be spun so that it creates a sequence of numbers, possibly meant to be a password or a combination.
There's like no other clues of what they should be in the room.
Do you want to walk closer to the pedestal?
Sure.
Right. Walking right up to it and maybe finding something to stand on, you can look up and see right on top of the pedestal, there is something carved into the surface of it. What are you doing this time, Whit?
I'm going to go back and see the pathway to turn left.
Okay. In the meantime, I'm actually
You
going
have to trouble, y'all help.
I thought the code was pale ale. Anyway, if you head back the other way, I'll just cover this first because it shouldn't take too long. You head up, there is traces of blood pretty much all along the floor here, all of it's old.
Okay.
You head up to the north, you come to just looks like a simple wooden door that's currently hanging open. Inside is a small room. There's just basically room for a small bookshelf and a table, which appears to be some kind of preparation table maybe, for like carving or autopsying a body. It's covered in bloodstains. On the shelf There are a couple of old books, pretty much most of them rotted away. One of them looks to be in passable condition. It looks like it says something to the effect of necromancy for dumbasses. It's written by it's written by someone named X Charles Ward. There's also a jar sitting on the shelf that looks like it's very well preserved. It's filled with something that looks kind of like sand, or it looks kind of like salt rather, but it's kind of red. The jar is labeled essential salts.
I grab both. The book and the jar.
Sure.
Is there anything else that seems important in this room?
Tell me, is there any other plot in this room? Can we just move past this shit then? Other things in this room is mostly just, there's an array of what looks like surgical tools. They're rusted to hell, they're very old.
They haven't been used in ages.
There are a couple of skeletons on the floor. They look like the same sort of things from the room of the cadaver collectors. Maybe this is where they were supposed to be bringing things?
But, why are they in a loop then? The door was right there and it wasn't locked.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no other way into this room.
It's also possible that they were just only supposed to have one or so dead things in this room at a time, and they kept bringing one and taking the other one away or something like that. You're not sure. They were very old. Their programming would tend to get warped that long without any kind of maintenance.
I take a closer look at the essential salts.
Okay. It's a glass jar. It's got a sort of screw top lid, kind of like a mason jar.
I'm not opening it up to sniff it, no.
It lacks any other description of what the hell this is supposed to be. You could roll me an Arcana check if you hadn't forgotten your sheet. You can roll a d20 and I'll just assume it's a low bonus.
18.
18. 18 on the die. That's actually not bad.
I'm also untrained in it.
Yeah. I will say, you don't know exactly how this is used, but you have vaguely heard of sort of evil necromancers who sort of went rogue from your tribe and the like. They would sometimes use something like this called essential salts. They're used in necromantic rituals involving sort of raising corpses as sort of animate, sort of zombie skeleton type things. You also have a book called Necromancy for Dumbasses.
It's a skeleton.
I flipped through it.
Alright, chapter 1, correct use of shovel. Chapter 2.
Jeez, I didn't know there was like 7 different techniques to use a shovel.
There are. Well,
Like
if you don't want a back injury after extended work, there's several important shovel techniques.
And you really got to put your feet into it too, and just.
I always just stab it and then drag the dirt away.
There's plans
Apparently
for
that's wrong.
an ergonomic shovel.
The special attachment to give you a few more degrees of advantage. You do find a mention of essential salts in it. It is apparently made when a body is sort of cremated via a special ritual. It turns into just this sort of weird salt stuff. If you sprinkle it onto a skeleton or other dead body and mutter a very simple sort of chant, which is actually written in the book, it will raise it as a sort of minor undead minion, servitor under your command. It says that they're not really capable of fighting, but they can perform menial tasks. They can perform anything that a semi-competent human could reasonably do, aside from talk, because they don't do that.
And there are some skeletons on my feet, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm totally trying this.
Looks like there's enough in this jar to do it twice.
I can't waste this until I know where I'm going to need it.
Adventure game logic. It says that the servants should last until they're destroyed, or for like a couple days, basically.
Oh. Okay, yeah. I'll leaf through it and just be like,
Just gonna give you a training in reading.
Klepto, Marana, Niptu, Cthulhu, Tagens.
Klaatu Varatha Nikto.
Thank you.
It's a ghost of a necromancer next to you. You moron, you're doing it wrong. Alright. Are you raising 2 of these skeletons? Or just
one?
One. Alright. You sprinkle it over the body and chant the mystical words you find in the book. And the skeleton sort of, one of its arms sort of twitches. And it sort of sits up. And then it stands up and it looks at you.
Dance.
Does a very simple sort of jerking, jiggy dance.
It rattles too.
Yep. Makes a clacky noise when its bones against the stone floor.
Rangram, I found a friend. I'm coming back to where you are. Just don't freak out. Don't freak out.
Like, what could it be? Undead?
Alright, from the
Shut up.
Rangram, from the doorway approaching, you hear a wit approach along with a strange clacking sound. And when he returns, you see that he's made a friend.
I prepare my hammer. Watch
No, stop. I did that.
Since when did you know necromancy?
Well, I said he made a
apparently
friend.
I do now. I wave the book around.
Just, give me the book. I want to look at it.
Smash.
It's not evil if I didn't kill the person, right?
Intelligence roll. I don't know.
This is a deep moral dilemma. What have you been up to here?
Well,
He went up to examine a pedestal. I'm going to basically say that as you were traveling, you just sort of split off and did this at the same time. So he just arrived in this room and just came up to the pedestal now as you showed up. Rangram, you find that the top of this pedestal is carved in common. If send plus more equals money, then syndrome equals wealth. Why did you write the? Oh. Okay. You notice a couple of things quickly examining this. Send, more, money, and syndrome are all in all capital letters. Wealth is not. Around this in a ring, you don't have to write it down actually, that this. It looks like that.
thanks.
Yes, I figured you'd want to write it down. Around that, in a sort of a circle around the outside of the ring of this top of the dais, there is something written in Draconic.
My gem cloak,
Hey, you can understand this. Alright. It says, letters hold much sway to fools, but numbers reign in realms I rule. The first of two is the first of all, and last lie two below the wall. But what lies within, should greed inquire, a shining shard of silent fire. Although, of course, in the original Draconic, it doesn't rhyme.
Do you also have a printout of that?
Sadly, no. I can just tear it off here, though.
Okay. Hey, Mr. Bones, do you know anything about this?
Skeleton stare at you. It's not capable of speech.
Solve the puzzle.
It goes up, looks at the dice, starts shaking it, tries to lift the dice, stone ring, looks at the little number rings, starts spinning them. It seems to be doing it kind of aimlessly, like it doesn't really know what it's doing. It sort of clicks it to one and tries to move the handle, clicks it one over, tries to move the handle.
0,
Clicks it one over, tries to exactly what it's doing.
Okay, no, Mr. Bones, stop.
It's trying to wheedly it.
Stop, Mr. Bones.
Would have been smart for you to include that, isn't it?
The first two is the first of all.
Either of you can make me an intelligence check.
I do get -1 to that. 20!
So, 19.
I rock this shit!
Alright. What you figure is from the first line it says, numbers reign in realms I rule, instead of letters. You suspect that means these numbers are supposed to represent letters. You would guess that each letter represents a single digit, rather than the specific number. Probably from 0 to 9. You also recognize, with the power of some basic math, that right here, when you're adding two numbers together in a given column like this, that are only from 0 to 9. Adding 2 of them together and getting something that carries over, the only thing that could possibly carry over is a 1. So you know right off the bat that M is 1, which might take to it says the first of 2.
The first of 2.
You notice 2 of these lines start with an M. It's the first of all. The first number is 1.
Wait, hold on. I think mashing these together makes syndrome.
You do also notice that all of the letters in here all the letters in syndrome can be found in one of these 3 words as well.
Therefore, O is also 0.
Could be.
Let's go S. Maybe 9. Well, I'm right on a different piece here. So
I literally printed that so that you could write on it.
okay, let's assume that's 9.
This is what I love about puzzles. I just put one out and then I don't have to do dick. You just sit back like this. Just feel my ass grow.
There's only 7 unique letters.
No, wait a second. O can't be 0. Because it's...
There's 8 unique letters.
Okay, but look here. If O is 0, then E plus 0 would still have to be E.
Unless a 1 was carried over from the previous column. Which would mean 1 plus E plus 0 equals N. Which would mean that N would be equal to E plus 1. It also does not slip your notice that syndrome has 8 numbers, and the vault combination is 8 numbers. That might indicate why wealth is in lower caps, but it's not really a word in the puzzle. It's just meant to indicate that syndrome is a password.
So, these 8,
What are you doing?
so equals 2, which is correct. Was carried 1. 1 is so.
No, that's only assuming that that's 1, that's 2, that's 3.
Let's see now. N is 3. R is 5. 1 plus 1, which is 9, which is not on this list. The closest one is E, which without the 1. So N plus R equals.
If he gets this right, I'm going to be fucking amazed.
How is it you can't calculate your attack roll, but you're
Bird
rocking
is a
this shit?
witch. If you manage to actually work it out by this strange, beautiful by guess calculation, I'm going to burn you as a witch.
So,
Because it took me like 30 minutes to figure this shit out.
Okay. If this weird fucked up shit is right, although I don't think the combination would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Depends how stupid the necromancer who made it is. It's the same combination I have on my luggage. Fuck you. Were you just thinking that?
Yes.
O is 6, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 14, which equals N, which is 3.
Now let's look back at this. There's more hints in here. The first of 2 is the first of all. First of 2 of them be the first of all of them.
That's the one your intelligence check worked.
Oh, okay.
Is that 2 of these words start with an M. The first of 2 of the lines is the first of all. The first number of them all would be 1. So basically it's telling you that M is equal to 1.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
There is another thing you can learn from that poem, though. I just especially like the detail that in Draconic it doesn't rhyme.
There is no
It's just
common
through
poetry.
sheer chance common translation rhymes. sure this will be a thrilling audio recording.
It needs described audio. And so Rangram here is doing some beautiful mind bullshit.
I can see here Rangram is deciding to add numbers in some way that is not known to any mortal man but he. I'm not sure where you learned math, man.
Okay. So if we know that m is 1, then... But it can't be 9.
Why can't it be 9?
Can't be 9, because if it's 9 plus 1, then it's 10, which means...
That's only assuming that this is actually 0.
No, I mean, if O is also 0, then having 0 here...
N plus R, E, carry something.
But that would not make the 8. It would have to equal 8. So if n plus...
Are they not base 10?
They're base 10. I don't know why he thinks E has to equal 8. I'm not sure where he pulled that from.
D and E work so perfectly. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? D is 4, E
Okay,
is
we have our hint. We know what m is. Let's work backwards.
Okay.
Therefore, whatever these two are, it has to be
Work
a number in the tens. And it has to be... And it is base 10. So it has to be 9 or less.
What are the numbers? It's 0 to 9.
Then it must be 9.
0 to 9, yeah.
Okay. Then S must be 9.
Technically, it could also be 8 with the carried 1, but it's less likely. Because then E would have to be 9.
0 does not work with this implementation. So,
Yeah, I think at this point you pretty much know that S is 9.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's literally no way you can add the E and the O, making an N and still carrying a 1 and not having the S not also have to be like a 9. Anyway, yeah.
Okay, we have to find out what n is. I don't know what you're doing, but I don't think it's working.
I'm figuring out what each number represents.
That is the name of the game.
But if E is something, but then you're adding 0 to it, then it still must equal the same thing. Unless E and N are the exact same number.
Or, how did this M appear? Nine plus 1 equaled 10, the 1 carried over.
Yes.
Give me an M. E plus something equals N, which is a different number. So something must have carried over there. So it's E plus 1 equals N.
So that equals 19.
So N is a number that's 1 higher than E.
So D plus E equals 19. So
I will tell you that this is the most bastardly hard part of this puzzle, is figuring out what E and N are. Because if you can figure that out, you're fucking done. Feel free to hijack a piece of school paper.
Thank you.
Well, Rangram is busy occupying his with insanity.
Yes, I have no idea what's going on there.
If he gets it right, I will be amazed. I will buy you a Coke, sir.
So this only be... So we know S is 9. Okay. But how can E
Can I use a calculator for basic calculations?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
But how could e plus 0 equals
Okay.
something else?
Possible. Far be it for me to distract your calculations. There's a reason I added hits, because this puzzle is a bastard if you don't have any help with it. It's just a shame Brendan's not here, because Alistair could help.
Wait, S equals 9, so it can't be.
What might the wall refer to?
This line here.
It says something below that.
The last, would it be 9 by last? As in the last number.
Or it might mean the last in the sequence under that, under the line. It might be talking about the Y.
Wait, if it equals 2, then my first calculation was right.
If what equals 2?
If y equals 2, then what I was doing right here is correct.
Part of it was correct, if that's true.
So
I can tell you a large swath of it is not correct.
E
Because it's certainly not every number in sequence.
8 and D.
You could also test your theory very quickly by spinning the numbers into that and trying it.
So I need M O. So still need N.
Mr. Bonesy is still busily trying every combination. He's on 15 now.
Y equals 2.
Yeah, Mr. Bones
Okay.
solves this before
Alright. I'm going to.
I kind of want to put on a timer.
I'm going to set the first one to 1, the second one to 0, the fourth one to 8, and the last one to 2.
Okay, in sequence.
Alright, in sequence, the first one 1, second one 0, ignoring the middle one for now.
Okay.
E 8 and Y 2.
the last lie 2 below the wall.
So Fn, the remaining numbers.
But is it meaning these 2 or
Okay, I'm going to set n to 6 and give it a try.
Give what a try.
N 6.
How?
Just, sorry, the middle one 6 of the, the row rings.
There's 8 of them. Define middle one.
There's 8 of them?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I mentioned when you did this, Syndrome has 8 letters and there's 8 rings.
Okay.
You would hazard a guess that Syndrome is a code. It's the password.
Right.
You would
And
guess the
if the
equation
numbers-
is meant to figure out what each letter is, and then you match them to the letters in Syndrome, and it gives you a code.
N equals 6. S is 9. M is 1. O is 0. E is 8. D is 4. Y is 2.
Amazingly, he has some of it correct. Although admittedly that's MSO and one other thing. But still.
okay, let's assume that n and r when equal together equal above 10. That does limit the numbers we can have there.
You do know that to be true.
Yes.
What you could do is you could just literally make a tally of every combination of numbers. Because you know N and R have to be different numbers.
Yeah. And, okay, so the first possible one would have to be 9 and 1,
And you
which
know
can't
S
be
is
the
not,
case
so that eliminates
because we
that.
know both 9 and 1.
Yeah.
So 9 and 3. Okay, we know 9 plus 2 is 11, but therefore the bottom one,
Why are you adding 9 to things?
I'm guessing what n might be.
Yeah, well,
And
why are
then-
you adding 9 to things? You know S is 9.
Oh,
No?
Thank you for that.
You know it can't be 9.
Let's try. We know it can't equal 10 or 11 because we already know what 1 and 0 was.
You also know it can't equal 19, although I don't think there's any way you could get 19 anyways.
Right. 926450118.
Was that what you're trying to find?
926450118.
Clunk, nothing. Sadly, it doesn't give you hints as to which, if any.
Okay.
words you
Okay.
Let's try 926850114.
Clunk, nothing.
If E maybe equals 2,
Mr. Bonesy is now on 55.
then let's say that the number plus 0 equals 1, and then the 1 comes over, equals 2. Therefore that would... Wait, no. Because it's 1, 1, E. Therefore E... maybe it's 3? If it's...
Would you like another hint?
Yeah.
I can tell you that when I was solving this bit, you can't get it if you're just looking at those. You need to sort of look at everything and note things like here n plus something equals e, carry 1 plus e equals n again appears, right? It helps if you look at like all 4 of these and there's another e over here, right?
Okay. Therefore...
I find it helps a lot if you write n equals e plus 1, because you know that to be true. Then, for example, over here, you could put e plus 1 plus r equals e, with presumably a 1 being carried over, right?
n plus r equals
Because
e.
n is e plus 1, right? So you know n plus r, the only way for that to equal e is if a 1 carries over.
Yeah. Okay, if n is 7, we know that r is that to be true.
Right?
E plus 1
Because if a
plus
1 carries
r.
over, you know that e plus 10 must equal r plus e plus 1.
Wait, therefore 1 plus r must equal... If you remove the e's from that, then 1 plus r must equal 10. But... No, that's bullshit math. I don't know what that is going on.
The mathematical dreams of thinking you can remove a 1 from only one part of an equation.
Shut up! I'm trying!
Because you see, to remove the e's would be a slightly more problematic proposition than that.
Slightly one moment while he's mentioned.
You're not helping! You're not helping!
Hey, you just have to solve it. I had to fucking come up with this bullshit.
Are you a wizard?
No, I found a similar puzzle online and I basically just changed the numbers. It was a pain in the ass to find other words that worked though.
I love how the two dumbest characters, the ones...
That's why I said this session would be interesting. There's two of the two fighters are currently hunched over a piece of paper like, there's a 4 goes there. No, you're forgetting basic algebra, Rangram. Bonesy is now on 102.
Bonzi, just stop.
Just stop.
You're not helping. Just stand in the corner.
Bad, forget it. Okay, let's try 9 2 6 5 4 0 1 8.
Clunk, nothing.
9 2 6 8. No, wait. Wait a minute, where's the 3?
A valid question.
There's only 8, which means there's one number which is not used.
Yep. Technically, there's 2 digits that aren't used. Because 0 was a digit, right?
Two that are not used. You know, just for the hell of it, I'm going to try 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8.
Clunk, nothing.
Just in case, it could happen.
Actually, a little sign pops out that says, you plunk. This little sign just says, really?
You see, that's why if I'm ever a villain, I make my safe blow up if somebody put that code in. Or 00001.
That actually was my first idea when he said that. I was like, I should just make it shoot a dart at him or something for that.
Well,
you
have
actually,
Mr. Random here.
I'm actually going to say you hear a slight whirring noise, and then like a dart goes to pop out of it, and he gets stuck because it's all rusted and old. And the dart says you moron on it. Actually, the dart just says fools die on it.
So, 9 y, which is 2. So, n,
So it has to be E plus 1.
4.
It's a real brain scorcher, I'll grab you that.
The problem is that I can't keep this thing straight. Let's try spreading this out a little bit. Okay, so I know this is 9, this is 2, 0, 1. N is 6. I know that for
When
sure.
I did this, I found it helped to write all the numbers from 0 to 9 and scratch them off as I found them, so that I knew could keep in mind which ones I could use. I will also say that when I was doing my version of this, I took up like 2 pieces of paper front and back.
Oh man.
So,
But I didn't have any hits, so I was just flying blind on this shit.
so 5 is 2, which means it equals 12. So D plus E equals 12.
13. And then E, if we add 1 to that.
So possible variations are 3, 4, 7, 8.
3. Then E plus
D
It also helps to try like a Sudoku approach where you write like a given number could be one of these such numbers kind of thing.
D and E are 4 or 8. So the remaining is R, which is either 5 or 7. So
Oh wait, that doesn't work.
What doesn't work?
R, you know the M6, so R plus 5 equals E. So 13, 6 plus 5 equals 11. It's not that. So 6 plus 4 is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is 0. Not that. Which is either. Thirteen plus 1, so 13 would work. So 8 plus 5, which was 13 plus 1 from the carryover. So we know that n and r, n plus r equals 5 plus 8. So we know that E equals 8. And so which makes D equals 4, and R is the remaining number 5, because 3 did not do the math. Okay, so 926450118.
Can I get that again?
926450118.
Clunk, nothing. I'll be charitable and tell you straight up, no. R does not equal either 5 or 7. This is where I get that sinking feeling in my gut that I might have fucked up the puzzle. It turns out it's not actually possible to solve.
Well, we won't know until.
We won't know until 2 hours have elapsed.
Dear Journal, day 75. Still trapped.
Day 75. Necromancer continues to be an asshole like this.
Those are not straight lines.
No, they are not. Those are about the waviest lines anyone's ever had. Who are you, Stalin? You're leaving massive bumps with your line drawing. I realize that reference probably doesn't make sense to either of you.
Nope.
When Stalin was having the what was later called the Railway of Bones constructed, which was a big railway like all across Russia, he said he wanted it perfectly straight, and he literally put a ruler on a map and drew a line across, but his finger was sore over it, so there were 2 bumps, and everyone was so terrified of him, they built a railway that has 2 pointless detours out as a result of this. Yep. Tyrancy. Occasional glimpses of humor. Looks like Rangram's attempting some sort of variant of the chart method. I did something similar, although not with that word.
Did I misspell it?
No. I meant I did it with possible combinations of numbers. Yeah.
2 plus E equals 12. 13 does not fit with the restrictions. Maybe there has to be 4 or 8. So right over there. Yeah, that's why I know that y has to be 2, but therefore it has to be 12.
I will say you are correct that y is in fact 2.
It has to be 12.
That is what that second line of that bit means. The y is a 2.
It has to be
The
12.
last is 2 below the wall. Why are you swearing that I gave you a hint?
No, it just.
Therefore, this has to be 12. Because 1 plus 1 does not work.
This is true. So you know d plus e equals 12.
Yes.
Which means d equals 8.
Or 5.
Or a different number entirely.
It could be 6,
Fuck you all.
9, but 9 does not work because S is 9.
Could also be a 7 or a 5. 7 and 5 would be 12. Hey Brendan,
No.
do you want to try your hand at this lovely puzzle?
Sure.
This is what I meant by you being late wouldn't matter too much.
You sound sleep deprived.
Well, I am. I'm always am. But that's beside the point. I'm excited to go to PAX.
5, 7,
Going tomorrow.
Sweet.
6.
Well, the party has found this charming puzzle. If send plus more equals money, then syndrome equals wealth. They have worked out that each of the letters represents digits of a number. They have thus far worked out that M is 1, O is 0, and Y is 2.
3, 4, 5, 7.
M is 1.
Yep.
So,
Would you like a piece of paper?
Sure.
R. 7, 6.
Wait, where was this sign posted?
Plus.
On top of 8 days. Huh? Sort of a little pillar coming from the ground. It had this carved in the top of it. On the bottom of it, there are 8 rings of numbers, like number 0 to 9, that can be spun.
Yeah.
With 2 little gold bars indicating that they sort of line up to create some sort of code.
Yeah.
Underneath which there is a sort of handled door of something like a vault.
Okay.
They also found this poem.
Is this base 10 numbers? Like.
Yes.
Okay.
You know it is base 10.
The first of 2 is the first of all.
That clue is indicating the first of 2 of these words
Yeah.
is the first
0 and
number,
1.
which is 1.
Yeah.
So M is 1.
13.
Yeah.
What am I thinking?
And last line.
7.
That one took them a while to work out. The last is Y is 2 below the wall, which is that line is a wall.
Yeah.
So Y is 2.
What lies within should greet and quiet. A shining shard of silent fire.
This is.
Okay, so that's a hint of what's inside the vault.
Probably.
17.
Okay.
I should probably also tell you that this puzzle is technically optional.
No, we're gonna do it.
I spent too much time to give up now.
I figured you'd want to do it, and there is definitely a benefit to doing it.
I have to make a stupid D&D next character. I don't want to do it. D&D next is stupid.
Was it hard to generate one?
Yeah, because they don't have a builder. And I'm a lazy bum.
It's not that hard.
Yeah, but I'm the laziest bum on
I made
earth.
like 5 of them last week.
Yeah, but I'm a lazy bum.
Yeah, that's true. You are a lazy bum.
Oh, shit. No. And one. Is there a specific reason why wealth is lowercase?
Yes, you figured that it's not part of the puzzle, it's just meant to indicate that syndrome is a password
Yeah.
that makes a code, and wealth
Yeah.
is probably refers to whatever's in the wall.
Okay. What's with the 9 on S?
They figured that S is 9 on the basis that here,
Mm-hmm.
1 plus something equals
1,
10
yeah.
carry over.
Right.
So S would have to be either 9 or an 8 with something carried over, and they've worked out
Right,
that
yeah.
something isn't being carried over there because
Yeah,
there's a
that's
0
correct.
being added.
That is correct. Okay, so D&E equals 2, but that's probably carrying a 1.
So it equals 12.
Yeah. It's either 2 or 12. I'm assuming 12.
Well, I will also tell you that you know that none of the letters represent the same number. So like D and
Right,
E
no.
do not both represent 1.
However, N plus something creates E, definitely has to carry 1.
Yes, it does. So you know 1 plus N plus R equals E, and E plus 1 equals N. It's mean because it's almost but not quite algebra.
Okay, got it. I got it. okay. 9, 2, 6, 7, 8, 0, 1, 5.
I don't believe you.
Cha-ching.
The fuck?
You got it.
Show your work!
There you go.
Show work that isn't clouds of bullshit.
What?
Yes, indeed. 1 is M, 2 is Y,
D&E, I was so close.
5 is E, 6 is N, 7 is D,
Look,
8
this,
is R,
this
9
is just what I wrote down.
You got E equals 7 there, which is wrong, and D equals 5, which is wrong.
As soon as I figured
To
out
be
that
fair,
R
you've only got the
equals 8, it
reverse.
was cracked. As soon as I cracked this,
Yeah.
it was all over.
The key to that puzzle is E. If you figure out what E is, you're fucking done.
Okay, so my prize.
Alright. Rangram, delighted with his ability, opens the vault and finds
Nothing.
contains a fist-sized ruby.
What?
Literally this big. It is cut into a large sort of spike shape, and inside it you can see what looks like a fire burning.
Is it magic?
Oh, hells yes.
Hey, pass it.
Nope. This is my prize.
Bird in hell, I spent
No. I'm in my aspect.
nearly an hour doing this.
I'm in my aspect of the fire
You
starter.
guessed, you dick. You guessed somehow.
I did not guess.
To be fair, you guessed like 7 times.
Hey,
I did.
hey. No, seriously, I'm in the aspect of the fire starter who has knowledge of these things. Pass it over. I'm not joking. If you want a proper evaluation of what we just
You
found,
can look at it.
You can look at it from the privacy of my hoard will upkeep it forever.
This is my prize for figuring out the puzzle.
Mr. Bones, grab the gem from him and toss it to him.
Mr. Bones can't really do combat. He
Fine.
can try and take it, but he just moves his hand.
I also animated a skeleton. For my beginner's guide to
whilst
necromancy.
in the aspect of the fire starter, I ask the dude,
Burn in hell, accursed drow! I shall flay your skin from your body and tan it into a coat.
Okay, I know you have problems with drow. However,
Your shard of the eternal flame does not impress me, foul creature.
okay, Shard of the Eternal Flame. Okay,
Okay, we're learning something.
We
We're
learned-
open to duologue.
alright. Buddy, drow aren't all the same. That's pretty racist of you. I understand.
You're all scum, sinful scum, murderous bastards.
I hate drow pretty much as much as you do.
And all liars as well. You get the sense you're not getting very far with it.
Can I conjure, like,
What, an image of his
A
family to torment him?
no. Like a beating bag like with the image of Wolf on it.
Yes.
And I go, like, look, stab, stab, stab.
Just call him Alistair in your mind
Blasphemy.
phone.
Okay.
I will not be swayed. My mind is a steel trap.
Okay.
Even though I'm from a tribe that probably doesn't know what steel is.
And then I take a match and go and set that on fire.
Okay, while
And
he's
then I
in
turn
his
around
trance-
and I go, hey,
While
Alistair.
he's in his trance talking to this, I'm gonna take the gem back. While
Good
he's
plan.
still in his trance.
And I talk to Alistair and you're like, what the fuck is that, John?
It's a big fuck off ruby, lad. Probably worth a fair bob.
Okay.
I know a guy who knows a guy.
Do you now?
Is he still alive?
Yeah. Would he still be alive? Was he a vampire? Because he would still be alive.
Last I checked, he was still alive-ish.
Wait, how old is Alistair?
Please, a gentleman doesn't tell.
Wasn't he like a few hundred years old?
At least.
Like, I know he died like 100 years, or like 100 years ago. No, like 2 years ago, or died. I killed him, technically, but taking his soul. But
That is not dead, which can eternal lie.
yeah. Okay.
We have a really weird issue now. We have loot from an apparently optional puzzle. We have an animated skeleton and enough material to animate a second skeleton, which exists in
Why do you have
office
an
I found.
animated skeleton?
But
Because
we're
he
also in
found
a
a
dead
jar
end.
of something that if you sprinkle it on a dead body, it animates it as an animate thing.
Are we in a dead
So
end?
now I'm having an inner
No, you're
moral
not.
debate about the
There's another door on the side.
ramifications of that.
Not a dead end. There's another door.
There's
Oh,
a door on the other side of the room, I mentioned that.
oh,
Like that's why I said the puzzle is optional. You can totally just walk through this room and not interact with it in any way. Would you like to head over to that door?
well, we might as well if there's nothing else here except my shattered pride. Because sure, my character wouldn't have figured this out, but me, just fuck you. No, fuck you.
Remember when I said I was slow at math? It's because I do math completely different.
Yeah, in some
Yeah, from
You
what
should've
I
seen
just
the
saw, you do math in a very bizarre way. Like, look at this shit. This is him. Notice all these numbers that are just floating in space with no apparent connection to anything.
No.
There's some logic
This
to-
has,
Although, to be fair, I do that too.
no, this has legitimate grounding. It's just he's doing like he's doing math in his head, but like he has no organization to it, which is what a lot of people do. I did that in high school. I'd be like equation here, equation, fucking answer.
Yeah, I do the same thing. But I generally write some clue as to what the numbers indicate.
You have to go back to hitting things.
Yeah.
I'm much better at that.
See, my issue with this is that nothing is ever really optional. Like, in the sense that, yes, this was optional, but it's probably key to what we're gonna do.
It's just really cool to have it. It's loot.
No.
I will tell you, it is possible to go through this whole dungeon without using it. It is detrimental to do so.
Yeah.
It is painful if you don't.
Like I said, it's not a treasure thing. It's a
It's a make things easier thing, and also a giant fuck off ruby you can sell later.
That's apparent.
That I will sell later.
no.
Why are
well,
you
as
selling the
as
things
a
his
group.
hard what spoils?
Dude, I just rose a skeleton. I'm
As
turning
a-
evil now.
Well, no.
Hey, I just sprinkled some salt I found on a body and chanted
Hey,
something out of a book literally
that's
titled
step 2 in the
Necromancy
manual,
for
man.
Dumbasses. Technically it was step 4.
See, I'm up there.
Step 2 was sneaking the body home.
To be fair, as a group, it tends to get split up a lot. Like with the gems that we gave to Morgan.
Yeah. I got, in honesty,
Where the fuck did we get
I'm
that
not
gem?
sure.
She probably did out of a spy bot.
Was it?
It Is this buying a
No, way back, like when she first met us, and was like, "Here, have this gem." It was like it was a reward from the.
You gave her a crossbow, not a
No, we gave her a gem from the pumpkin house. We want a reward or something.
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, beside the point.
Anyway, would you like to head to the next through the next door?
Sure. I don't know if I'm
Quit looking at my map.
Sister Bones, open that door.
Sure. Mr. Bones shambles over to the door, pushes it open.
Can I see that
I
dust?
like having a servant.
Is that a dust?
Sure.
Like just a little bit. I just want to take like.
It's like a mason jar full of red.
If you look at it, it is a jar of what looks like red salt. On the side of it says essential salts on it.
I'm gonna take a pinch.
You know that this stuff is produced by basically cremating a dead body via magical ritual to create something that is sort of distilled, animate dead ritual. Burns like a motherfucker. Take 50 points of necrotic damage.
Aha! Resistant to necrotic. It's fine. 50 points. Okay.
That's a bit high. Let's say 20.
No, he's resist. Let's see if you can handle it.
Okay, what's in the room?
Alright, opening through to the next area. You walk in. The first thing you notice is door to the left, door to the right. Both of them are just open corridors leading away. This is a small sort of antechamber looking thing. Directly on the opposite wall, there is this.
Oh, look at that.
Oh. That must be where she
What are the rooms?
Wait, what are you disappointed about? We knew this was coming.
Yeah, but now we know where she went.
Of course. That's the whole. Why did we come down here if not to find that out?
You kind of knew that this was where she went.
This is where it was going. We even have a conversation with, well, not a conversation, but a communique with Malcolm that I'm going to murder her face off.
This is true.
We
This
knew
one
this
looks
was
a bit
coming.
different.
Oh, look. Dorothy's here to fucking make the Connor rolls. If you didn't hear the sarcasm in my voice.
It's okay. My high hint stat will help us.
Yes. The known idiot warrior. Yes. High insect.
Next to this face on the wall,
To be fair, I mean
there are a number of crystals set into it. Ignore the little counters I'm using there. They all look sort of like this. They're round crystals. Each of them are glowing with a light. The top one is red. That one's blue. That one is just sort of a dark black glow. And this middle one is just clear. Now, this inscription around the top says, "Thrice blessed fire protects thy flesh against the dragon's wrath." In Draconic, which you can read. Next to this, there is actually also a large gong, which has some magical runes inscribed on it. And there is also let's say this poem's here. It was originally going to be on the sort of front door of this area, but you guys sort of opened it, looked in there, and then didn't close it, so you didn't see it.
Mr. Bones is just dully pointing at it. Dude.
There's another sort of a poem scrawled here on the wall. It says, "It haunts the dark and silent halls, slumbers not and comes when called. Shouts and yells, dinner bells, rouse it up from whence it dwells. A simple task for worthy squire, or painful loss in roaring fire. Up they rise from the floor, everlasting servitors. Hearts and minds torn asunder, should be still but rather blunder. Separate, their rages deep, joined as one and they may sleep." You see, if you'd read this on the front door, that would have given you hints at like 2 things you've already seen.
That's
Would have also given you a warning about making noise.
yes.
Yeah. That's fine. We got through it.
I gotta go back and raise the second skeleton.
Okay.
Mr. Bones, with me. We gotta get your buddy.
Mr. Bones, heal.
He's not a dog.
Bring your gem closer to the 4. How is that not hurting his hand?
Gem? Yeah, it's not hot.
No, he's wooden. It's also magical.
Mm-hmm.
What?
It's only certain types of things.
Okay.
Certain kinds of magic hurt his hand.
Okay.
Basically, it becomes acclimatized along it's on a plane. It no longer gets bothered by touching magic things currently.
He's now gnarly thought.
Bird in hell.
I will have a new one every session.
He's now what?
Nyarlathotep.
Cthulhu reference, don't worry.
The crawling chaos.
Okay, I'll bring the gem close to the other gems and see what happens.
Nothing.
That's all?
Would you like to do anything else with it?
I'm going to keep it close. Pay attention where it is.
You're just staring at it with just greed in your eyes.
With the Gem of Eternal Fire, I would assume it might have an activation of some kind.
And
Possibly.
blessed thrice by fire?
Thrice blessed fire.
Okay, we found this up earlier. It referred to something.
Probably has something to do with the gong.
You found out that this symbol that you saw with that writing on it, the symbol is the symbol of Noah.
Yeah, the dragon.
Dracolich.
Who tried to take over the city and failed because he was revealed by someone.
Am I holding a phylactery?
You don't know.
Are you holding the what?
A phylactery.
Anyone could make me. If you're trained in Arcana, you could make an Arcana check.
Have you encountered this problem before?
Yes, we have. Morrigan, from somewhere in the ether, makes an Arcana check. It is not a phylactery. It is, however, magic, and it radiates the same sort of magic that these crystals are radiating. You would guess holding it close is not sufficient. You would have to touch it to them.
Okay, touch.
Touch what?
I'll start with the red.
Here,
one.
have a shiny red gem.
Okay, wait.
Tell me what you're touching.
Okay, wait.
Show me on the sigil where...
Here's the thing. With multiple gems, I'm assuming there's an order.
We need to hear the poem again.
Would be nice if I could read it and process it better.
Fuck you, I didn't print out every goddamn poem. I should have, but I didn't, okay? It haunts the dark and silent halls, slumbers not and comes when called. Shouts and yells, dinner bells, rouse it up from whence it dwells. A simple task for worthy squire, or painful loss in roaring fire. Up they rise from the floor, everlasting servitors. Hearts and minds torn asunder, should be still but rather blunder. Separate, their rage is deep, joined as one and they may sleep. I remind you this poem was originally supposed to be on the front door.
Yeah.
It may not reference things in this room.
Well, I'm assuming, okay, the first thing was the bats, the second thing is the salt. The third thing, I'm guessing it's the gems.
Wait, hold on.
Because
The
they're
gong
separated.
makes noise, so it probably has something to do with dinner bells.
No, okay, first thing was bats. Everything that led up to dinner bells was the bats. We made noise, they wanted to eat.
There was another incident in you making noise. You made noise in the first room and you heard a rumbling from the walls of something moving.
Whatever, that's done with. Doesn't matter. We're beyond that.
Sure.
Well, we did. You heard it again from the walls during your fight with the bats.
Okay, have we heard it again recently?
You haven't
Okay.
been making noise.
Okay, good. Just keep not doing that.
See, if you tried to pry that safe open, you'd have been fucked.
Just keep not doing that, okay? Second thing is obviously salt, which raises undead servants. I don't think the third thing's a safe because it doesn't make sense because it's.
Are all the other doors locked?
There are the other two exits. They're not doors. They're just corridors that lead off.
Could see what's behind them.
From one of them,
I'm gonna poke
you can
the red
very faintly hear something that sounds a bit like something burning, maybe like a torch.
I'm gonna poke the red gem
With what?
His finger.
Your hand? Nothing happens.
with my rod.
Nothing happens. Which rod? The one in the hand or the other one?
The one in the hand.
Nothing.
Touch your amulet to
I
it.
now use the other one.
Touch your amulet to it.
I bring the amulet closer to the black one.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing
Doesn't
happens.
react.
I'll touch it with the gem.
Let's see the end of the hallways.
No, I already did it. It's been done.
Nothing immediately happens, although the gem there does sort of seem to be like fading almost. Like your necklace
Sucking
might
power.
be like interacting with it in some way, but not in a way that's
Supposed to.
yeah.
Okay.
Like it's doing something.
You know what?
It might be that it's disrupting it, maybe.
Touch your fire gem to the red gem.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. Out of the way, let the professional work.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Go white next. Just do it.
Put like the
Sorry.
key of what the gems do.
You can move that out of the way and I'll still be looking that
Do-
direction.
do
It's
the-
my thinking
Do
gaze.
the white one
Yeah.
next.
The center one?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Okay, I was gonna say blue.
Black.
Ah.
It turns white.
No, you fool. Okay,
Turns red.
now yeah, you're good.
Blue. Nothing.
White.
Nothing.
Thrice blessed fire. I would touch a center one.
Tap the red one.
Yeah.
Actually, I did mindfully fuck this up because that is actually supposed to do something.
Oh.
Now do blue.
Nothing. Nothing.
No, do the white one. The corner. Your side. Yeah. That's weird.
I have an idea. Can I try to remove the blue one?
How?
Remove.
Don't pry.
It's stuck there. It's
Oh.
like mounted to it.
Don't pry. Do not pry.
If it was loose, I could have tried replacing it with the red
No,
one.
I know. I understand that plan.
Could pry it off, maybe.
Yeah, let's not do that. What?
I will tell you the gems here are a lot smaller than the one you're holding. They are like that big. The one you're holding is like this big. From your fucking around with it, you've worked out that it looks like touching a red or clear one with that one just switches between red and clear.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to interact with the others.
I touched my black one to the blue one.
It also turned the black one clear when you touched it.
I touched the black one to the blue one.
What black one to what?
My black one.
Nothing.
So you might need a different
Same
item
weird
to switch the blue one.
scrambled effect.
The white
You
one.
would guess there are probably other gems used for this.
Shall we continue?
We have to go down the hallways.
Replace it back to white. Yeah. Then let's leave.
That's not the orientation it started in, by the way.
But we can't.
But yes.
Like, it's better that it's this than a potential situation of, like, it's what it's, whatever.
You lose the red gem and it's impossible to solve. Fuck. Alrighty. Which way are you going?
Oh.
Down the
Where the sound of fire was.
down to the fire? Alright. That is to the right. Alright, you head down to the right, fairways. Going along a fairly benign, somewhat empty corridor. You come upon a new little room.
I'd like to keep going right because that's the method of not getting lost in a labyrinth.
That's left. But technically it works with other
It
directions.
works either way. It's just like
As
dragging.
long as you keep going that direction.
Yeah. So let's do that. Just in case we potentially get lost.
I think the paths are less labyrinthine than we think.
I think it's still okay because at least it gives us a default choice.
Yeah.
Unless we hear a noise, then we'll make a choice based on that. But
But that gong.
again, noise.
Yes. But then why is it there?
You want to start a fight? Let's start a fight. I'm down.
Look, I have two possibly expendable henchmen who could bang away on that thing while we're at some distance away.
We don't know where they're going to get something.
I like how you've read it as possibly expendable. Anyway,
I think
as you enter this
it's
room, you
today.
come down from here. The first thing you notice is in the floor, there is a ring carved into the ground, set at little intervals along it where these little dots are. There are very small sort of little torches burning. They're like just maybe a couple inches high, just sort of like little, like kind of like a lighter flame almost.
Right.
Very, very small. In the very center of the room, there is a cloud of some sort of greenish gas, sort of roiling together, held in place through some means. Inside the cloud, there is a capstan, which is a sort of looks a bit like a ship's wheel, sideways, mounted on a pole. You spin it around and it works like a winch. Usually it controls something. It's that thing you see in movies and there's like the guys on either side holding it and walking it around in the
Yeah.
circle. That thing.
So is there some kind of barrier? Around that?
Nope.
Oh, around the winch thing?
There's a cloud of something around it.
Probably kind of sucked to go through the.
I'm gonna throw a rock at it.
Throw a rock at what, the capstan?
Yeah.
Hits the capstan, bang, boing, bounces off.
And that's one. Okay.
I walk up to it.
That is one.
Yeah, there you go. You're gonna walk up to the gas.
Is the whole thing covered in gas, or is it just
It's a cloud. Completely
Surrounding
around.
the gas.
okay?
It would be impossible to touch or interact with that.
Why?
Mr. Bones, Mr. Second Bones.
Yeah.
Bonesy 2.
I was totally just gonna use my grappling hook, but that makes more sense.
You send Bonesy 2 in here. He walks into the cloud. Do you see the cloud? It's particles of something green which are sticking to him. Like, so he sort of very quickly becomes completely green. Doesn't seem to be having much of an effect on him though. As he starts walking around it, it starts driving some sort of mechanism. There are the little sort of, those are the capstan's handles, right? This is the sort of pole it's connected to, right? And the floor is like down here somewhere. As he's spinning it around, this capstan part starts rising. Just like creating a little crack between the floor and that, inside of which you can just make out something. Maybe a box or something.
Keep going.
Yeah. Just keeps winding it. The second thing, perception checks for everyone.
Yeah, right.
21.
Right, second thing you notice?
19.
As this goes up, you can see vapor coming out of it. It looks like more of the same gas, and this cloud is starting to expand.
I'm just gonna put my mask on and I'm gonna shuffle it back.
Okay.
Mr. Bones, one of you grab what's in there.
It's basically, it's open like this far currently.
Oh,
So there's sort of
Keep turning.
You want me to keep spinning it?
yeah.
I'm going to.
I back out into the hallway.
Yeah.
Okay.
While
Where are you guys
it's
going?
still in view
Just
of the
outside
I'm
of
gonna
the
be like here.
So you're like there.
Yeah.
This hallway continues sort of a ways.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay generally within view. How far is my vision with dark vision?
You can see all the way into this room.
From how far?
From where you are, this tunnel sort of goes back a fair ways. Like, I'm just going to say the other room starts over there.
Okay. That's fine.
Where are you, Wit?
Here.
Okay. Bonesy continues turning it. Continues going up. And you find that what's inside is some kind of box. At this point, however...
The gas has reached the flames.
Yes, they do. If any of you have made a nature check, you'd have noticed that this gas is flammable.
Yeah.
As it touches the flames, this entire cloud in the middle here goes boom!
Yeah.
Bonesy is obliterated. Other Bonesy, who I'm assuming is still near you, just looks on impassively. But somehow inside you know it's deeply, deeply sad.
your buddy.
And Wit is actually close enough to take some damage. Although, thankfully for him, not full damage.
This sounds like mine's madness. I wonder
You
why.
take merely 8 points of fire and force damage.
This wasn't just released as a podcast.
I don't think this particular puzzle was involved in the podcast.
No, it wasn't. But it sounds eerily similar.
In the sense that it's highly dangerous?
Bunch of death traps everywhere, maybe.
Yeah.
Sounds a lot.
I doubt this would kill you even if you were standing it. It does 3d10 plus 9 fire and force damage if you're in the cloud when it blows up.
Ah, that's nothing.
If you're in the room, it does 2d8 plus 8, and if you're just a little ways into this hallway, it just does a d8 plus 4.
Just saying.
Also, the cloud is poisonous.
Okay. Mr. Bones,
You know,
Grab that box.
Shoot an Eldritch Bolt at that thing.
Bonesy 2. Bonesy 2 shuffles in. Looks like the gas is sort of starting to form again, slowly. Bonesy goes down, takes the box, comes over to you. He's now holding a box.
open it.
A couple of flinges of green on it. Bonesy opens the box. Inside there's a big shiny blue sapphire about the size of your fist.
Good job.
I take the gem.
Gem buddies.
Now, close that. Go back to the wheel thing and turn it the opposite way.
Bonesy goes back, starts closing it. The
So
cloud goes down to about where it was to begin with.
I'd like to inquire about the counter because you did not update it, good sir. And that's a little bit of metagame.
There was
Oh,
a
but the
loud-
explosion, yeah.
Thunderous.
That does definitely raise it, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Just winching the capstan doesn't. It actually doesn't make much noise.
Yeah. No. I
It
wouldn't have
appears to have
assumed.
been, is probably magically maintained.
I would not have assumed.
Yes, now I have my own fist-sized jewel. Fuck you, buddy.
I solved my problem by sacrificing minions.
Yeah. I should have been a necromancer all along. This shit pays off.
Is okay.
A simple task for worthy squire, a painful loss in roaring fire. That's what that line refers to.
I take the fist-sized blue gem and tap it to that blue one.
To the blue one? Alright.
That powers combined.
Has interesting effects. This one turns blue. Shit. This one turns blue.
You broke it!
Didn't? I clearly solved the puzzle.
And this
It's
one
quite possible that he did.
turns white.
Touch it back. I would say touch it back.
What happens when I touch it again?
What, this one?
The white one.
With the blue one?
Okay. Yeah. So clearly I'm assuming it's meant to be all white. Because the center gem is white.
Touch the blue one with your red gem.
That's not gonna do anything.
No,
Touch
it
it.
didn't do anything
Oh, wait,
before.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it didn't do anything before.
Okay,
Go red. No, because it changed the red. No. It changed red to blue anyway. So touch blue to red. That'll do nothing. Touch blue to
I
white.
take the blue one and touch the red one.
Touch blue to white.
Blue to white.
Okay. That one turns.
Okay, so touching blue to white.
Try this one.
Wait, what?
With what?
With blue.
Blue. Blue?
Wait, no.
Okay, no, that's fucked up. Wait. No. Wait. That's fucked up because what we just saw happen was touching blue to blue turns red and white to blue. But touching blue to white also turns red and white to blue.
Blue turns to white on all. Red turns white to red on all. No, on one.
Okay. Let's press the blue one to this one again. So that the
You're
others
getting
are blue.
blues.
And then this one's up white. Then we take your red one and touch the white one. What happens then?
That turns red.
Yes.
This is singular.
No, but that and blue to red doesn't affect it. I mean, well, I'm assuming. Now, have you seen that? How have you made that?
Touching the red gem to a blue one?
No, touching blue to red.
Touching blue to red does something.
Blue to red.
Touching blue to red does this. God damn it. You've worked out that touching blue to anything that is not currently blue
Yeah.
turns it blue, except it turns. Yeah,
Everything
it turns
else
anything that's not blue, blue, and anything that is blue, white.
But the red was
Oh, I got an idea.
right.
I'm
Okay.
gonna tap this one and this one red. Okay, now touch the blue one.
I take the blue one, touch the blue one.
to get rid of the blue somehow, but he can't. You can't get rid of blue.
What about the other hallway? Could there be another gem?
Yeah, that could go.
Alright,
We check the other hallway.
let's check the other
Have
hallway.
you touched center yet?
I take the white gem, touch center.
You don't have a white gem.
I mean blue one.
Nothing happens.
Okay. Other
No.
hallway.
We leave it
gem
blue.
for the party. I hope it's black. If swear to God, I'm just curious if it's possible to solve this puzzle with just the ones you have right now.
I don't see a way because no, like, okay, under the assumption that we need to make all white, there's no way to do that because we'd have to get rid of a blue, and there's no way to get rid of a blue. Like a singular blue is impossible to get rid of.
Yes, it is.
How? You do jack shit to blue.
I do that, which makes it turn red.
No.
Or white.
Nothing.
Nothing.
You don't change blue.
Red does jack shit to.
Damn
What?
it, Damn it.
It interchanges between clear and red, and it turned to black, then clear.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's try that the whole way.
We gotta move on. There's no way.
We need a
'cause-
way to bring up blacks.
Going off the other direction?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Dibs on the next gen.
Hey man, I have my own fist-sized gem. I don't need anything else.
Yeah. I'll walk in. I don't care. I got resist. I hope it's more fire.
No, fire bad.
Or more necrotic. Either one is fine. I find it strange that revival dust might hurt me because death dust killed or invigorated me. No, that's why I tested it. I'm like, grave dust helped me. I wonder what this does. Meh. If I sprinkle my grave dust on food, does it help me?
Possibly. As you enter the room from here, you walk in, and the first thing you notice is there is a sheer cliff dropping down. There are actually walls over here.
Okay. How many feet is it?
Down, it is 50 feet down.
Okay.
It is also 50 feet across.
Okay.
The walls are all very highly polished stone.
Yep.
This is a side view. Down here, at the very bottom of the far end, there is another capstan. On the other side here, there is a door. On the ground, down at the very bottom, toward the middle, you can see what looks like a bunch of stone blocks. Continues on.
I will go
I
turn.
have some rope, and you have a skeleton.
I have a grappling hook.
Yeah, okay, hook the grappling hook to the skeleton's ribcage and lower it down gently.
Actually-
that does work.
Actually, Actually, as you walk up and come to the edge, these blocks start to move. They drift up, and they form a sort of staircase leading down.
To the capstan.
The other thing you notice, I will say, is more of that fucking green fog. It completely fills this pit, utterly. If you wanted to walk down there, you'd have to walk into fog.
Okay,
Mr.
I can't
Bones.
do it because I will instantly set it aflame.
Can
Are
you
there
just roll me
torches in this
perception
room?
checks?
Are there torches in this room?
None that you see.
18.
20.
You also notice on the roof above, something is suspended up there. There's like a big net, sort of stretched out over the whole area of this pit.
Does it look like there's rocks inside?
There's a lot of stuff. There's rocks on the other side of it, but you're not sure if they'd fall down if the net went away.
What's it going to do? Because there's a goddamn net on the roof.
There are other
Rocks.
things that will.
Wait, no, okay. Is the net hanging low like it's being pushed down by gravity?
Yes.
Like with weights on the inside
It
pushing
looks
down?
like it's
Is it
hanging
sagging? Is it sagging
sagging.
more than one would expect from the weight of a net?
Roll me dungeoneering, I guess, for that.
21.
It does look like it's sagging a bit more than you would expect a net to, but not so much as like if it was full of rocks.
Okay.
More like if it was just heavy.
Like a heavy net made of
Yeah.
thicker
Made of
materials.
something other than just rope.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, there's
Yeah, well, no, there's no point in not setting the skeleton down. You set the
wait,
skeleton
yeah,
down.
wait, we can be awesome about this. There is a net, there's something for you grappling hook to hit. So just
Yeah,
I'll grab the hook
okay,
and
I'm
swing
gonna
across.
see if I can swing across.
Alright.
I'm gonna hook it to the middle, or try and hook it into the center of the net,
Alright.
or of the
An
pit.
athletics check, I guess.
Athletics.
Not a hard one.
Can I make an attack check?
Yes, find a way to
No.
surpass his puzzle.
You're trying to throw a
16.
grappling hook. 16? Yep. You whip your grappling hook around, you toss it. Oh no, yours is magic, it just flies on its own, doesn't it?
No, it's silent.
Oh, okay.
It's just quiet.
Right, it connects up to the top. You now have a little sort of ropey thing.
Okay.
Swing. It
Um,
was your plan.
no. I need a weight. No weight. Would a weight on the end of it help me swing more? Yes. I think so.
no.
In a pendulum motion, I think.
No, it doesn't.
Well, no, because as soon as you hit the bottom, the weight works against you going the other way.
It's the same
so it
shape.
doesn't matter how
Yeah,
heavy it is.
same
You can
shape.
swing the same.
All you need
Okay.
to worry about is applying more force than
What
just
would
your
help
own
would
weight.
be if you ran it.
Yeah, no, okay, I'm just gonna
Run and
bring it back
run
a
and
bit.
swing.
I want you guys to like grab on. We'll run
Throw
together.
it.
And
Push
then,
you like if you're pushing and swing.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's
Except
do this.
How many of you were swinging on this thing?
I'm hooking.
No,
just
just
no. They're grabbing
pushing.
onto me and then like,
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna toss
and
it.
I'm hooking it. I'm like wrapping it around my arm and like
Right.
firmly securing it.
Sure. Acrobatics from you or athletics from you, I guess.
Just athletics first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
26.
25.
Yeah, I'm gonna let them do athletics.
Okay.
Swear to God. Nice. 25.
All right. As you start to swing, the net does not support your weight because it's a fucking net.
Yeah.
As you swing across, I will say their push, however, gets you about yay far, and then the net falls, and you fall down.
Trapped by the net.
There's now an Azazel on the ground. He takes actually quite a footload of damage.
Cool.
This was a
Fell
bad
50 feet. Yes, it was a terrible fucking plan.
Oh wait, as I fall. Sorry.
But you use your anti-falling things. don't
Fake
you?
leaf sandals.
Right, what did you guys roll for athletics?
26.
26?
How far does that carry? I did roll.
Yeah, no, not quite. If they'd rolled a bit higher, I was going to say you were close enough to this side that you actually ported up there, but you actually end up back here.
I rolled a 25 on acrobatics.
It doesn't help you fall faster.
But I can carry my momentum by letting go and flipping.
Yeah, but the things trigger as soon as you
Flippy,
fall.
flippy, flippy, flippy.
Yeah, but they trigger as soon as you fall.
Yeah. So wait, where'd I end up?
You end up back here.
With everyone else?
Yep.
Okay.
Basically, you started falling around here. Momentum would have carried you like to there.
Yeah. Ask Boney.
There's now a net at the bottom of the pit.
Ask Boney to go get my grappling hook. As well as turn the leech.
Okay, this might sound very stupid,
Okay.
but the last time we had one of this gas, there was an explosion. It took a little bit for it to refill. So what if we set on fire on purpose?
You're gonna obliterate
You need to
everything.
make a nature check.
It's gonna.
18.
11.
I'm not gonna bother. My nature's sight.
Right. You do think that this seems like the same gas.
Okay, wait, no, this is not fine. Yeah, jack shit.
As far as you can tell, maybe it's the same thing.
Okay, I'll set it on fire if you want, but like, I got this.
Wait, hold on. That net seems useful. Let's salvage it.
Mr. Boney, go drag the goddamn heavy ass net up here.
It's now covered in
Actually,
gas.
Mr. Boney doesn't answer your orders.
No,
He's
no,
my
I know,
minion.
no, I'm saying that sarcastic. No, ask Mr. Boney, go get my grappling hook, bring it back to us, we'll drag the net up.
Miss Bones, retrieve the grappling hook as well as the net.
Leave the grappling hook attached.
Okay, leave them attached.
No, and
I
then
think what he wants you to do is just take the end of the rope up and use
So that
the
we
grappling
can-
hook to
Yeah,
hold it up.
grab the end of the rope and turn with
Yeah.
the end of the rope.
grappling hook.
As Mr. You can also all roll me perception checks.
24.
Not gonna answer.
Wait notices that net looks to be perfectly fine. The rope connected to it, it looks like it's eroding, like it's being burnt with acid,
But the net's
It's a
fine.
good thing silent tools are cheap.
which did not happen with the cloud you had instructed the skeleton to be in, because the skeleton would have burnt from acid. It looks like it's not burning very quickly though,
I'm gonna take a silver piece.
so it seems to be a mild effect. Please drop it in the cloud. You can actually watch it tarnish.
Got it.
Uh,
Metal bad.
Mr. Bone, bring us the net and then head back down into the wheel thing and start turning it.
Alrighty.
Do we see what the wheel's made of?
Mr. Bonesy starting to get down here. He starts trying to lift the net. It looks like it's actually quite heavy though.
Okay. Drop the net. Forget it.
Yeah, Mr. Bonesy cannot actually make checks.
Okay.
Do you have another grappling hook?
Do you order Mr. Bonesy back, or do you just leave him there?
He's gonna
Or,
go.
no, he ordered it back. He ordered it
I
back.
override, telling him to go back to the wheel.
I take off.
The wheel? Okay. I'm assuming you can tell him to just pull the bit of net that's on and off. Starts moving around. These other blocks start drifting upwards, sort of slowly starting to form a bridge. Until finally it connects all the way across into a little bridge.
Is that a door?
Does a final
Does it
locking
lift the
sound?
net with it?
Does a final locking sound make?
No.
Okay. Tell Mr. Boney to hold that thing.
Yeah, Miss Bones, stay where you are. Don't let the wheel move back down.
Bonesy's holding the wheel.
Is the
You
net...
do see his sort of the bone is starting to tarnish, go kind of yellow.
Can I run across as quickly as I can?
Yes, we book it.
I sprint across.
Okay,
Sprint across?
I'm going to
Acrobatics check.
I'm going
Easy
to
check.
grab the net, and while they're not being hindered by it, I'm just going to pull it somewhere.
19? Yeah. You sort of run and hop between the little holes in the net and don't get tripped up by it. You get to the other side where there's a door. The door is locked.
I want to loot that net.
Lockpicks.
Sure.
That's my plan. I'm taking the net.
Sure. I thought
24.
that's
Uh,
fucked up.
We roll.
24.
19.
You can get it open. Takes you maybe less than a minute.
19.
Yeah, you can slowly drag the net up. It's quite big. It is very big, actually. It is larger than you. Maybe somewhat cumbersome to carry around with
I
you.
lost one of my core character items for this, so it's better be worth it.
You open the door. Inside, there's a small metal pedestal holding a large black gem.
Yes! Grab the gem.
It's a big fat ass chunk of what looks to be onyx. No effect.
Damn it! I like try to jam it into the necklace holder. Like, come in! Okay.
Mr. Bonesy looks like he's beginning to deteriorate.
Yeah,
quite a
so
bit.
I'm gonna.
Okay, let's go.
I'm
He
gonna
actually,
run.
as soon as you pick up that gem, he starts to look like he's deteriorating much more quickly.
I run back.
Right.
Actually, whilst I run back, I enter my iron aspect of Spader.
Okay. You don't need to make a check this time because the net's not on the walkway anymore.
Yes, but I'm worried about anything else.
As you get over, just seconds after you get there, Mr. Bonesy just sort of falls apart into little bits.
I'm
And
sorry.
then the cat things very rapidly starts swinging and spinning
I'm
backwards,
sorry.
and the
I
little
just
blocks
stared
begin
down
to
at-
descend again.
At like my second ever minion with this weird sadness. This
Hey Daniel, I just want to tell you, I lost my grappling hook, which I used on
fuck
the
you, I had
on
two
the
skeletons, buddy.
on the castle raid to bring down a guy from a goddamn castle wall. That was a precious item to me.
But
Just saying.
It's still there.
These were minions. They
Deteriorated.
they did what I told them.
It's magic. It doesn't look like it's being affected very much by it. How badly do you want your hook back?
I'll buy a new one.
You're no fun.
They're not that expensive.
Come on, walk into the cloud that does 15 points of poison and acid damage for every square you enter.
They're
For every standard action you take while within it, for every time you end your turn in it, or any time you attempt any strength or dex-based skill or ability check while within
A
it.
CM's way of saying don't walk through that
Well,
shit.
here's
It
the
hurts
thing.
like a bastard.
Here's the thing.
There are actually a couple of other
Wondrous items are
But
cheap
yeah.
as hell, and I'm glad for that. So
You have a bag of holding, right?
I'm happy.
And I will say,
I also have a bag of
correct.
holding.
One of the ways to
No,
circumvent
he does not
that
have
is
a bag
to
of
set it
holding.
on fire
I
and
have
blow
a
it
bag of
up.
holding.
It
We
draws
have this heavy
attention
net
from
that
the noise,
seems,
and also
very.
it basically
It doesn't seem to
damages
be
the
affected
cap
by
standard
acid.
walkway,
Yeah.
so that there isn't an easy
So
way to
I
get
wanna
it
take
back.
it with us.
So you have to like
Okay,
climb back up the books and stuff, but you can do it.
I don't think you can fit it in because its surface area would take up too much space in the bag. I think.
All right, let's get back to the
Just
weird
roll
thing.
up
The heavy,
net.
the heavy net.
What are you trying to do with it?
Put the heavy net into a bag of holding. How much does it?
To a standard bag of holding?
Yeah.
Not gonna fit.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Alright,
Standard bag of holding sucks.
okay. I'm
That
going
is-
to roll it up and try to compact it as much as I
It's
can.
not as good as it could. be.
Okay. It occupies a 6-foot cube.
Alright,
Nice.
I'm going to roll it.
Yeah, that's not. Hey. Yeah. Okay.
You
Stop.
roll it about twice, then it falls into a heap.
Ow.
Yeah.
You could drag it along behind you, but it's a rope. It doesn't make that much noise.
I don't know. I don't know what it could be made of.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
leave
the collapsing blocks do make noise though.
Can I try to cut a smaller, more reasonable minute from it?
With what?
My hammer?
Yeah, your hammer.
Hammers are renowned for their cutting power.
You have a guy
I have
with
a dagger.
Hey. You have a guy with an axe standing right next to you.
Okay,
Let's
then.
leave the possible puzzle item that we need intact, so we can fix the very obvious puzzle that we need to deal with.
Also, let's
As
try to.
metagame as this shit is.
Also, let's try to not make as much noise because we know that shit's bad. So we go back.
Are you gonna drag your heavy ass
Yes,
nut along with
I'm
you?
going to drag it with
All
me.
right.
Please don't.
You dumb fuck.
Yeah. Okay. No. Literally, all you're doing is blocking our path. Stop that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say folding it up and trying to move it is not that difficult. Dragging it down a hallway is gonna generate sufficient noise to bump the counter.
So stop.
Anyway, you now have a third gem. You arrive back at your attacking phase.
Okay. White will turn, or white will almost guaranteed turn to black.
What time is it?
15 to 7.
Quarter to. White will obviously probably turn to black.
Go with the blues. Try the blues.
I would like someone to change something to red. Oh wait, no. Before that, sorry. Whatever.
What's touched is touched.
Revert it. Now put the blue to white, so now we have all three.
Tap. Tap.
Just so that we can't have all three. Is what I'm saying. And then red to white. There we go. Okay, now we have test cases. No, it's okay. I'm just gonna. Black to blue. Interesting. Black to black.
Black to black. Nothing.
Okay. Why don't you try your blue? We haven't tried that yet. Now you're blue again. Never done. Oh shit.
That turns green.
Does anything else happen?
Not yet.
Touch red to green.
Right. Around the wall, around this thing, a shimmering blue hoop appears. It is a portal.
Does it look similar to the portal that Anna or Xana walked through?
Similar, yeah, very similar. I should say it is just next to it on the wall.
I'm gonna blow a daily.
Seriously?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's not a big daily. You know which one it is. The lesser planar ally.
I don't know, I'm sure. Can I see it?
Yeah.
I don't remember what it does.
Bottom right corner. Alright, pocket the black gem. Everyone else pocket your gem. But I'm not hawking mine. I'm keeping mine forever. I'm gonna mount it on a scepter. Yeah, that sounds cool.
Or the coolest cod piece in the world.
No, I'm gonna make a crown out of it. Just like,
Nice.
that's cool. Cause it's black. Fits with my theme.
I'm assuming you're using the explore an area option.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, what I want to do is I'm gonna fashion a helmet out of it and put it in put shards of it in the eye pieces.
Your little friend returns.
Yes.
Your little friend looks unhappy, and you gain a telepathic image of a small area. It's 20 squares on the side, so it looks like part of what seems to be sort of an open plain somewhere. There's
Okay.
sand underfoot. There's like blazing sun coming down on you.
Okay.
Just all around you, there's fire everywhere.
Okay.
Like the sand is on fire.
Are the gems gone
What gems going? What?
from the door?
What behind the spear?
Hedgegate sense.
Oh, like when it goes in, it's describing an area.
No, okay, no, sorry.
You guys haven't gone in there. You
It's
can't
a- it's-
detect fuck all.
Yeah, it's a rift.
It is not a rift.
Well, it's to a different plane or something. No.
You don't know.
No, it's within. I'm relatively sure it's within the same realm. Just probably.
It only describes an area 20 squares on the side, so you get an image of just an open area of desert that is currently on fire.
Yeah.
Just a ways ahead of it, just almost on the edge of its vision, there's what looks like a large stone wall, extends all the way up to where it can't see anymore. And on top of this wall, there are a group of strange creatures. They look sort of like nagas, they're sort of like half snake things, and they're on fire. You can make me an Arcana check.
Okay. Weird.
To identify what they are.
Arcana check.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Let's hope. Oh my god. Okay.
I'll let you use nature instead if you want.
Please. Please. Yes, I would
Sure.
very much appreciate that. You know why.
That is your Arcana.
No, here's the issue. I'm in my aspect of the Firestarter.
Mm.
Intelligence-based skills.
Ah, yeah.
Thank you. Nature 11.
Alright. No idea what the fuck they are.
Got it.
Weird burning snake things. It looks like they're guarding some kind of doorway. It's like a big fucking gate.
Okay.
It's made of a similar sort of black stone that you saw made that pedestal.
Alistair, you know what the fuck that is?
Hmm.
No. Okay.
No idea.
Anastasia, you never know shit.
If it's made with the same black stone
Do you
as the
wanna
vault
ask
area-
her?
Sure.
She says those are salamanders.
Salamanders?
Creatures of fire.
Oh, okay. Do you,
They enjoy living in areas that are in fire. They usually live around volcanoes. They throw fire. They like to also shoot things with arrows. Some of them are good with a sword.
are they in the Eastern? Was it Eastern Kingdom?
Eastern Kingdom? They're pretty much anywhere where you get lots of volcanic activity.
Was there lots of volcanic activity where the fire guy was?
What guy?
Okay.
Is there a volcano
The chained up guy?
Yeah.
I don't remember him.
Okay. Fire guy. You recognize this place?
Burn in the fires of hell!
So that's hell.
He's fun. I like speaking for him.
Okay.
I will rip off your ears and stir fry them.
Okay. Look, you know you're never gonna get free until you chillax, right?
He's just shaking furiously the chains.
Wait, do I know?
You
who's-
actually do slightly worry that they might not be sturdy enough.
I was gonna say, do I know who set up the chains? I'm pretty sure it's Anastasia.
You think so, yeah?
Yeah. Hey.
Something to do with him trying to run at her and trying to murder her immediately.
No. Anastasia, you got him, right?
She just shrugs. I hope so.
You're right.
Can we get rid of him, please?
How?
I don't know.
Why ask?
I was hoping you do.
Okay,
You're the one wearing this epoxy thing.
I put it on out of reflex. You're the one who tempted me to putting it on. Stupid lady.
No one forced you to.
You
This is
tempt-
also a complete lie.
Yes. No, I know. I'm like, you're the one who tempted me into it. So screw you.
Let's try closing this.
Yeah.
Try a
No.
different color.
Are the gems still in place on the door?
Yeah, it's set there and the portal's open over here.
Okay. Black gem. Okay, yeah, try it.
Nothing happens.
Black gem to green gem.
Pink?
No, you do nothing blue.
Nothing.
I do black gem to the green gem.
Nothing.
Black gem
Blue
to
to
blue
green.
gem.
Sorry, what?
Okay, no, you don't. You do your blue gem to
Blue
green
gem
to green gem.
Nothing.
Okay, black gem to blue gem. No. I'm an idiot. Blue gem to blue gem. Blue. Don't be retarded. Yeah, there we go. That's what we wanted.
Still green?
Is the portal gone or is it still there?
Still there. flickers for a second, but it stays there.
Okay, let's try all red.
I still have yet to try black to white. Touch black to white, it turns purple. No. Okay.
What is it now?
Red? Alrighty. You touch the
Wait, what's the center gem?
turn pinkish red.
Okay, that's fine.
You touch it with your gem. Alright. You feel a wave of power emanate from this thing over all of you. All of you gain resist 30 fire.
Whew.
Yay!
So I gain resist 35 fire.
No, the higher one applies.
Isn't there supposed to be something if you have a certain amount of resist already?
Yeah, the higher one applies.
No, I mean, never mind. Oh wait, no, that's for my level power. Never mind. I'm mistaking my level power for that. Because if I already have resist 10 necrotic, I get +5 to it.
The portal clears and turns remains open.
The ruby just gave us a massive stat boost that would help.
Yeah, the triple blessed fire.
As hinted.
The triple blessed fire.
It is possible to solve this puzzle without the red gem. You cannot get the fire protection without it.
What would all black do?
Yeah.
Same thing. All of any color opens the portal. All red opens the portal and booms you.
Ah.
Oh, so the portal is open. Okay.
Yep.
Well,
I'm gonna walk through.
Alright.
Let's go through.
Rest of you following through?
like a bat into hell.
Alright. That will be something for next session.